Hello, and welcome back to the podcast where you are invited for lighthearted conversations about things that matter as you seek to live your most meaningful, beautiful, and joyful life. I'm your host, Dr. Edie Wadsworth, and I hope you enjoy your stay here at the House of Joy.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast.
Welcome home, Em.
Wedding month.
I haven't seen you for a little bit. Wedding month, everybody. Don't even say it. I'll start ball crying.
I'm sure everyone is tired of hearing about this wedding because
they're like, get this
only
wedding,
been talking about it.
Get this wedding over already.
Over a year, but you're almost out of the woods. This is probably our last time filming.
This is our last time filming before the wedding.
Before the wedding, so it's getting real over here.
Today we're working on seating,
which, by the way, is the hardest. No one talks about. This is the hardest part of the whole wedding planning is putting everyone at
a table.
But it's been so fun. Me and Cindy were talking in the car on the way here, and it's like that you never have another party about yourself, like a wedding.
That's quite like this.
So I'm trying to just take it in, because I know once it's over, I've talked to a couple of my friends, and they're like, once it's over, it's like, what do you do with yourself?
Right.
It's all this energy that you're putting into this one day. And then it's over, and I'm just trying to take in these
few couple weeks.
3 weeks. 2 weeks. I don't even know.
2.5 weeks.
I'll have a stroke. But anyway,
we have a great topic, though, related to that. We're talking about family relationships today.
Yes. So we're going to give you 5 ways to understand and love your family better.
Yep.
I think this is great at any point of any person's life, because even if they're great,
you can make them better.
Yes. Even if you have close relationship with your family, these can be ways to improve even more.
Yes.
Understand even more. And if you have like strained relationships with your family, I think this is also a great way to look at them through a different lens, or try to look at situations through a new lens. So I think this one's going to be really good, and I'm so excited. And it's great for me too, because, Haddon is about
You're starting your family.
I'm starting a new family, and it's just always good to remind yourself of like your foundation, which is your family, and they're always connected to you.
Yeah, and I think too that these relationships that are often our closest ones can feel like hard ones.
Yeah, because
sometimes because you're with this person or these people a lot.
You can kind of not push things under the rug, but you don't have to face it as often as you do your family, or at least,
which also I think makes it like they're very sanctifying relationships. And so
even if you don't necessarily want
it to be
better, it will make your life better usually.
Yes.
And I mean, this can work for your chosen family. It can be any type of relationship that you want to be close.
Yes.
I think these things will
I'm excited, and I love talking about it. I love when what we're talking about on the podcast feels so exactly real to what we're going through, or, and you're getting ready to travel with the sisters.
I know, guys. I'm
to
so
New York
excited.
City
This
for the weekend.
We're going to New York. Me and my sisters, except for Savannah, she does have a baby.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But we're going to New York. They have jam-packed our weekend so full.
So full.
Mary Kate has, the kids are staying with you. The grandbabies are staying with you.
The boys are with me and Gramps.
And so she has booked a Peloton class with her favorite instructor. We are going to multiple coffee shops. We have dinner reservations. We have drinks reservations. We have a show that we're going to. I mean, we are doing
so
it all.
Exciting.
So I'm so excited. I last minute inserted myself into this trip because
I love
I'm a sister, and they assumed that I wouldn't want to go because
it was so close to the wedding.
I'm like, guys, come on.
Be better.
I'm a procrastinator. I'll figure out that stuff later. But it's gonna be so fun.
I'm so excited for y'all, and then so excited for us because we get the baby boys. By the way, I have got so many fun things lined up for the baby boys.
Grammy Camp Part
2 while they're here. And we just got back. We're on fall break, and we just got back from Minnesota, where we got to spend the weekend with baby Junie and Savannah and Tim, and we saw Marcus and Amanda.
it was also incredible. So I feel like we're sandwiched between two amazing family weekends. So this is such a fun topic.
And I just am thinking about my wedding. Every single one of the siblings will be there, which I don't remember last time. Every single person
Everybody was there. Yeah.
So, yeah, just a perfect time for this
I know.
episode.
I was talking to Aunt Jamie this morning, and she was giving me a pep talk because I think because the planning has been so fun so far, and I have been mostly in the emotions of excitement, and I think I've been pushing down the emotions that are natural when your daughter gets married, which is a little bit of grieving and a little bit of, oh my gosh, she's too, I think of you when you were little and in all the stages of life. It's like all of that has been coming up for me, so I've been quite emotional.
I just watched Father of the Bride, and I could not recommend that less to you. Like, do not watch it. Do not watch that. I was not okay, and I am currently still pushing them down. So, yeah, don't watch that.
Let's just push those down until we get through it. No,
that's actually I will
probably. I don't do that actually very well. I will just let myself cry along the way. I was teaching a class in life mentoring school yesterday. Totally just started crying at the end of it. It's fine. Everyone just deal with me.
Yeah, Carrie, my coach, texted me and she was like, I have these days open. Like, she probably realizes that I need coaching. And I haven't texted her back. So, need to do that.
But I was thinking about this topic, which I love so much. Even though I came from a partially very dysfunctional family, I also came from a part of my family, mostly from my mom. She cultivated a very loving, connected family, like a very connected way of being. And I always knew from growing up with her that there was nothing I could ever bring her that would change the way she felt about me or saw me or whatever. It was very much unconditional love. And she's always been like that. And I've always been like that with my siblings. Just this very harmonious, connected way of living. And it doesn't take you very long to realize in the world that a lot of people don't have that and didn't learn that and didn't grow up where that was just the norm. So
I actually think sometimes in a lot of people's families, it's kind of not the opposite, but especially today, it's like if someone hurts you or if they don't align with you, like, get the negativity out of your life. It's more like
like people say that all the time, just cut them out. If you don't, whatever. Yeah. And I just have never grown up with that. And I am so thankful. And I'm very thankful that over the years, this is something that Dad and I have really focused on with our family. It's something we make a big priority. We just want to show up and love and support for the kids and the grandbabies and all of that. And yeah, so I think this is going to be a good one to talk about today. I was reading, as I was kind of prepping for it, I was reading this Brene Brown quote that says, "Connection is why we're here. It's what gives us purpose and meaning." And gosh, I just taught a class Tuesday in Master Coach training, or we were reviewing a class that was all about connection. And I think, especially as women, we are so uniquely wired this way because we're the nurturers of babies and of families. I think we are the architects of connection. And one of the things that I teach my clients often is that connection starts with how you think about the people in your life. And we kind of live in such a crazy divided world that we're so conditioned to seeing the differences instead of deciding on purpose. What do I want to create in this relationship? How do I want to, on purpose, intentionally think about this relationship, these people, that I love? And so for me, it always has, at least in the last 10 years, it's really started from this place of being so intentional. I even have this thing on the planner that I designed, which is called Person of the Week, where you intentionally...
I love that one.
You intentionally every week decide, like, oh, is it someone's birthday? Or like this week, it was Junie and Tim and Savannah because we were visiting them. And so that you think about them, you pray for them, you love on them in any way you can, and kind of, depending on what week it is, it's somebody different. But that intentional showing up to relationships the way you want to, the way you would like to be nurtured, loved, thought about, you know. And so really, it's not a main point of today, but it's just something that I'm always thinking about. Like, what is my intentional way of thinking about the people that I love and showing up to the relationships in a way that feels nourishing to me and to them. So also, let me say this, that a lot of times when we come into talks about relationships, we can think, well, if this person could change, then we would have connection.
I think a lot of people have a misconception about our family because we post a lot about family. We talk a lot about family.
Yeah.
You're really good at being intentional about just having that the center of a lot that we do.
Yeah.
And so I think people probably tend to be like, well, easy for you to say because your family is like perfect. Y'all just like want to hang out with each other and everyone, you know, it probably looks from the outside.
It looks like we're not
just
intentional and working at it and haven't made it a priority for 25 years.
But it has been like such a labor of like love. And it's not always been so easy.
Yeah.
And it's still not easy. I mean, like everyone lives in different places.
Yeah.
Everyone's in different phases of life.
Yep.
Younger, older.
Yeah.
And I feel like y'all as the parents have really been the ones that, I mean, us as siblings, like we're going on this trip this weekend, but we're not always the ones like catapulting the connection.
Yeah.
And y'all always are. And so I think like from the outside, it probably just looks like it comes so easy or that it's just always been this way.
Yeah.
But I feel like y'all have literally put in years into making it a priority. Mm-hmm. And so now it feels so natural.
It feels natural.
It feels so like.
It is like when now we're all together, it feels like, oh my gosh, we were just always all meant to be all together.
We always say that. We're like, oh, we wish we could do this every single day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is something that y'all have.
Which is another reason I can't wait for the wedding.
Oh my gosh, I can't even. The fact that you get to have a wedding where all of your favorite people
are there
and you get to throw them just
a giant big party.
Yeah, it's so fun.
I can't wait. Okay, so let's start with number one way. I love this point. I think this is really important, and I think we don't practice this automatically. I think you have to work at this, and what I wrote down was to see underneath behavior. So it's so easy, especially when you're raising kids. Or, I mean, even as, like, you could say, like, even with you and Haddon, see what he's doing. Or with me and Dad. You look at what he's doing. You don't like it or whatever. Or with Tom. Like, okay, so what's underneath that? That's what I'm always asking myself. So here's the surface behavior that I may or may not like or agree with or it hurts my feelings or whatever. But what's under that? What's motivating that? What fear is there that might be coming from that? Because what I so often find is that when I can ask myself those questions and try to see it, usually what is motivating that person is some kind of good intention or, you know, some like they're trying to take care of you in a certain way or they're afraid of something or whatever. And that has really, really helped me. I feel like my mom did this really well, and she would probably never articulate it that way.
But she did it.
But she was never instantly judgmental.
Yeah, she
would be like,
Yeah.
You know,
there's
and
probably a reason.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder what is going on. So I think for me, that has been a big one. And I think especially with raising kids, because there's so many things, especially when you're raising kids. Are they hungry? Did they sleep enough? Are they, you know, sometimes it's real simple. What's under the behavior is they haven't,
there's a need.
They're very dysregulated, you know.
Me and Haddon try to do this, and I try to do this, where if I feel offended by something he said or an action that he's taken.
Yeah.
It is so much, you come to conversations in such a better way when you first tell yourself he loves me.
Yes. I say that all the time. At the core of things, he loves me. Right.
And he's never intentionally trying to hurt me.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to get to that place in like a conversation where you're kind of like both on edge or like both kind of. But it is easy to get there when you just have a minute and say, no, he loves me. That did hurt my feelings or whatever. But he's not doing that on purpose. And once you have like clarity that, no, this person would never really want to hurt me on purpose, which maybe not always the case. But usually
but most of the time with people that you love and that you're, Yeah. And so that for me has been an important thing that helps me stay connected. I'm always asking myself, how can I respond in a way that preserves connection? And sometimes what the other person may be doing is disconnecting or their behavior feels like it's disconnecting you, right? And then I ask myself like, oh, wonder what's underneath there and how can I respond in a way that helps me stay connected to them instead of continuing, like what your brain wants to do is go, I can't believe he did that. I can't believe he said that. He's this. Your brain wants to create disconnection because it's afraid.
Mm-hmm. I remember being like a teenager because it reminds me of Dad because I feel like it was way harder for me to see Dad in this way because like he's your father.
Yeah.
And you would tell me things about
him.
Actually, still this sometimes happens where you'll be like, oh, I'm frustrated. I always tend to take not your side of things, but like be protective of you. Yeah. It's like little things. It's not anything big.
Yeah.
But it's easier for me. It's hard for me to see his underneath behavior because in my head, he's an adult and should know better. Like, it's so much easier for me to come to that, like, realization about other people. But, like, when I was a teenager, I remember being like, why would Dad say that? Like, obviously, also as a teenager, you're not being like, what's underneath of his actions or behaviors.
Right.
But it's funny how you can, like, be unfair in your, like, the way you give that out to people.
Yeah.
Because it's easy for me to do that with Haddon or with you.
Yeah.
But for him, for some reason, or, like, other people that you see on this kind of, like, not higher
a little
ground.
bit of a pedestal, but right.
But it's interesting. As I've gotten older, I've gotten better about
well,
that.
Well, now I feel like you girls are
so
kind of the opposite. You're like always like oh,
Mom,
Dad,
like
he's
even
so
sometimes
cute.
now, I remember feeling like that as a teenager. That was my point. And now I feel like now that I can understand that Dad is like just
he's such a tender teddy bear.
He's so tender,
at
and there's
his
always
core.
something underneath.
Yes,
like there's always another layer to what he's doing on the outside.
Yeah.
And so now sometimes I'll be like, but Mom, he's just like, then I'm defending him to you.
Isn't that funny?
So funny.
So cute. But yeah, that I think that's really helpful because really what we're trying to do here in all these 5 things is maintain, preserve, strengthen, nourish connection.
Yes.
That's what we want. That's what we crave. That's what we're created for. And when we get disconnected, we don't like it. We don't like how we feel. But we sometimes choose it because we think we have to. Or
and then when you're feeling disconnected, you act out of that place.
Yeah.
And you say things
you say things that are very disconnecting.
You say things that are kind of rude to protect yourself.
Right. Second thing is, this is another tool that we teach in Life Mentoring School, which is show up as your true self. Like what you're really trying to do is your real self is trying to relate to their real self. Often what you get in relationships is this person's ego reacting to this person's ego. So if I'm in my ego and I'm relating out of fear and trying to protect myself, and you're in your ego in fear, trying to protect yourself, you've got 2 false selves trying to relate to each other. I would dare say that's what 90% of relationships are, is someone's false self interacting, or their ego interacting with someone else's false self or ego. You see it all the time. Everybody's up in arms, judgment, comparison, just all of the negative things that go on in relationships is usually that. If you can learn more to operate from your true self, from love, curiosity, gratitude, compassion, that is very contagious and kind of invites other people to relate, from their true self instead of from their fear and from their judgment and from their whatever their negative emotions are.
It is so crazy how fast humbling yourself and admitting something vulnerable or like saying the thing that is really bothering you,
yes,
how much that just
it's very
lets
disarming.
guard down.
Yeah, it's very disarming.
And it makes then you're there how you are.
Yeah,
take it or leave it. And it almost always does make the other person.
Oh, yeah. It disarms. It's I can let my ego rest. I don't have to come at this defensive or whatever. And relationships can't be healthier than the people in them. So we've said this on a podcast before. The best relationship work you can do is your own mental and emotional resilience. Because relationships can't be healthier than the people in them.
That is a freaking mic drop. I need to put that on a t-shirt.
It needs to be on a t-shirt. Yeah, and if you're trying to get your emotional... Parents do this with kids all the time. I've done it plenty in my life. Where your emotional state... You're codependent on your kids for your emotional state. Mm-hmm. Or your spouse. Let me walk into the room and check... everyone else's to see how I'm feeling and how I'm going to show up.
I am so bad about that. That is something I really need to work on because I am so affected by other people's
me too.
moods.
I mean, I have a very
I like for people
empathic.
To be happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love when everything is good.
Yep.
And so the second I feel that is not the energy in the room, I match that instead of just staying in your
emotional strength and resilience and love and openness. Yeah. And so if you think about the qualities of your true self, open, vulnerable, loving, grateful, kind, always giving the other person the benefit of the doubt. If that's how you always showed up, and if everybody were always showing up that way, imagine what the world would be like. It would be amazing and incredible.
It'd be like, we are family.
Yeah, it'd be like that. And so, honestly, I feel like if we're all working toward getting healthier, seeing patterns in ourselves where, I notice that I'm always reactive in this situation, or I notice that, I get defensive when I'm around this person, or I notice whatever. It's so crazy how powerful your thoughts are.
Well, what's interesting is the number one thing I feel like that people first find gets helped by being in life mentoring school is their relationships.
Yeah.
And
that's not because they're changing anyone else. It's because they're doing their own work.
They have dedicated this time to put in towards themselves.
Yep.
And I feel like people are always saying that my marriage, it's always the relationships I feel like that get the first glow up after mentoring school.
Yes. And I practice this, if you want to put it in a practical way, I will often, and I've said this before too, before I go on a family trip, I just had a meeting with my coach last week talking about very specific, we're getting ready to go here, or we're getting ready to do this, we're getting ready to have a wedding. I want to show up as my true self in my full emotional availability and openness and power, my full presence. So I just think about it and practice it. You could even do it before you walk into a room, take a deep breath. I want to show up as my true self. I don't want to be defensive. I don't want to have an agenda. I don't want to walk in trying to change anyone or trying to, size up all the things that might be different about us. I just want to go in and truly connect. And those things have made such a big difference in how I experience events and people and all of that.
It literally changed everything.
Yeah.
Seriously, that has been the biggest help for me is setting intentions.
Yeah.
before going to do something, especially if you already kind of feel like
you're like nervous or
to be like whatever.
Yeah.
And really, when you have any sort of gatherings like that, there is always potential to feel like
a little something.
Yeah. And it is so helpful when you just say, I am going to enjoy this. I'm going to be present.
Yes.
I want to see. I always leave those things where I did that.
Yeah.
And feel, well, first of all, that's what you notice because that's what you said before. So when you think back to how the day was, you're like, oh, I felt so present. And it was so light. And you always notice those things, even if maybe that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
So it's just so helpful in like your perspective.
Yeah.
On
I think
other
about
people.
that, like, every weekend I'm going to be with the boys. Like,
yeah, you
just
do
take
that
a
so
little
good.
deep
And
breath
every
before I
time
go
you
in
leave,
and-
you're like, it's exactly what
I wanted to create. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No matter their behavior.
Yeah.
Because
they're who cares?
I'll call you sometimes and they're like insane. Like stuff is all over your shirt. It's overstimulating just looking at you. They're like pants off, crayon
You're like,
everywhere.
oh.
But you're like, oh, they're
My babies. I know. So sweet. So fun. Yeah. So set the intention of what you want to create. I know before we went this weekend, I was just thinking so much about Savannah. I just had her on my heart, like, oh, this transition, and she's moved, and she quit her job, which she was really good at, and she's staying home with the baby. I remember what that was like. Like, I felt so tender toward her. I don't know if she noticed, but I don't know. I just kept noticing myself like rubbing on her back and like little compassion circles. And I'm like, I'm probably so annoying, but I just was feeling so tender toward her and, toward them in general. And of course, sweet baby Junie, but I was feeling extra tender toward her. I was just like, oh, I'm probably so annoying. But because I had practiced and thought about, they were on my planner, as far as like, really thinking about them before I got there.
It kind of goes into, I think, what we're going to do in an episode later where, like, shifting your energy and focus onto other people. Because a lot of times what we can do is, like, let's say you're going to a wedding. Yeah. And I do this a lot.
You're worried about yourself.
I have a little bit of anxious tendencies of, like, what is it going to be like? Who is going to be there? How am I? Me. So inwardly focused. And what that does is like, oh, let me focus on this person. They just went through this transition. What can I ask them? How can I help them? Yes. Then immediately you're going into a space where you're not even thinking about yourself because you've already been thinking about someone else. Yep. And it's so helpful, especially for anxious people. Yeah. The reason that we get anxious is because we are sitting here thinking about ourselves. Yeah. More often than not, Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And imagine what it's like to be with someone who has spent time intentionally thinking loving thoughts about you, wondering how you are, like thinking of you in a positive way. Like, you know what I mean? You can feel that. Oh,
yeah.
100%.
And I think the more we practice that, the more connected we feel, the more people feel the love that we're giving them. Okay, number 3, choose curiosity over control. This goes a little bit with what I said about, seeing underneath the behavior. But I think we make a lot of assumptions about people or situations. And when we make assumptions, we instantly now don't have the capability of really understanding them. So like going into situations, especially with family, where you want to understand instead of be understood.
Well, when you make assumptions, you kind of have already decided what
You've
you
decided.
think.
Yes.
And you're not letting them tell you otherwise.
Yes. And instead of like really being curious and tell me more about that, or it's like really getting to know them and wanting to understand and being curious. And curiosity is such a great emotion too. Like, I think it's kind of an emotional state where you just want to understand and you're just curious and you're...
I also think we live in this age where even with family, like we really don't all get to see our family all the time. So then you do have this perception of someone just based off of like
whatever.
Yeah. And not actually from the human point that you see them, not from like, because I always feel that way. With friends or with anyone, it is so easy to be so harsh about people when you're not with them all the time. Yeah. And then you see them.
That's why online stuff can be so toxic.
So toxic. Yeah. I think that's why there is so much division, because you're just fighting people's perceptions of each other.
Right. That's what I mean. Ego to ego versus
ego to ego.
No, my true self and your true self. There's so much here.
There's so much
connection.
we have in common.
Yeah.
There's so much we could talk about. There's so much that I can have compassion for you too.
Yes.
There's so much I don't understand about you.
Yeah.
Or why you think certain things.
Yeah.
And the second I see someone in person, I'm like, oh yeah, they're just another person.
Well, that's just my person that I love.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So true. I know for this one, this has really helped. This is a really good one in marriage. Because you will often have very opposing views of how you should raise your kids, or what you should do about this, or a myriad of things, and coming at it with so much curiosity and really wanting to understand that other person's side of it, or the reason they came to this conclusion, or the reason, or whatever. What I always find is like, oh, well, that was coming from such a place of love and wanting everybody to have a good time, or whatever, instead of like, oh, he's trying to kill my dreams.
Yeah, it has been very interesting just since Han's been back, because it's such a huge transition from like not seeing him to now we're moving into this like phase where we are becoming one.
Yeah.
And you realize, at least I've realized for myself, how many things I just felt like, we were talking about this in the car too, were the right way just because that's the way I know.
Yeah.
And when you're thinking, oh, my way is right, the other way is wrong.
Yes.
It is so like, you will never get to a like agreement at that point.
Yeah. And I love this concept of, and I teach this to my clients, where I'll say, it's like you're in a tug of war. Well, what if you let go of your side of the rope and walk to their side and see their perspective? It looks way different from over there. And it doesn't mean it doesn't mean you're abandoning yourself or your side. You're just curious. You're just like, oh, let me see it from that perspective. Oh, I can see why he would get to that or think that or whatever. And it also, again, it doesn't mean that you don't have, I have very strong opinions about things. Yeah. But I also am very curious about other people's opinions about things too.
Yeah, I think it is just a form of respect that if you really respect someone and love them, then you will try to see.
Yeah, like, oh, let me see.
Like, they're a smart person.
Yeah.
And I love them.
Yeah.
And surely that there is a reason.
Yeah.
That is making them think this way.
Or want to do this way, or want to. Yeah. So that it's been really good. That one is a really good one.
Yeah, that is good.
Number 4 is to lead with vulnerability. And there's a couple things that I want to mention here specifically. This is a little bit tied to true self. Often I have found that, for instance, something happens and I get my feelings hurt. If I just come to that situation and say, like, when you said this way, my brain just made that mean this, or something about the way I took that. Like, you're owning, you're vulnerable enough to own that this is your emotional experience, and maybe or maybe not that person meant that in that way to you, but it's like you're taking ownership of your own emotional life, but in a powerful way. And that can so often lead to repair. It can lead to like, oh, let's get back to connection. I've done this so many times because I had to learn, like, Dad is very stoic and I'm very sensitive. And so I had to learn, like, when he would, this was most of these things would have happened years ago, but when he would say something, it would hurt my feelings. But what would happen for me is I was never used to having conflict in relationships.
Yep.
So conflict would like set a fight or flight trauma response off in my body. I would feel so unsafe and so dysregulated. And he would be like, what? I just said, like, to him, it was like nothing.
Yeah.
But my body is like overreacting and I'm having this response. So what I learned to do is go, oh, when you said that, probably from something in my past, it set off alarms in my body. I started to feel this, whatever. So if you can just be patient with me and let's talk through it. I just want to get myself regulated again. I would just explain, like, this is not you necessarily. Yeah. This is my reaction and my body doing this.
Well, and I think a lot of people don't have the tools to realize
that's what's happening.
What's happening.
Yeah.
And so you just feel this alarm.
Yeah. And you're like,
and it's immediately like so much.
You blame the person that supposedly set it off.
I know these tools, and I'm thinking to me and Hatton, like, we didn't grow up with no conflict, but pretty much like in our household, not much.
Yeah.
I feel like, especially since we were homeschooled for so long.
Yeah.
Like, the way that we would deal with things was talking, and
there was nowhere to go.
Well, and it's like, we also just weren't the type of people to like raise
to
our
have
voice,
yelling,
but not even in a bad way. Like, sometimes I notice like Haddon will just be like passionate,
yeah,
and I will get like a little bit
like
defensive of that.
Yeah, well, you don't have to get so or whatever.
But like the way, and not that the way he talks to his family, it's just different, and like they're not being rude, they're not being really like. Honestly, even it's not conflict. It's just they talk to each other different.
Yeah.
And, or not even his family. I just think the way that he connects is different. And so,
dads too. They were so much more used to having
just saying what
banter back and forth that I would interpret like, oh, are they all mad?
Sometimes me and Ellie, like, we would bicker to a certain extent, but like,
not much.
Not much. And I feel like we more took the approach that when we were mad at each other, we would just
like go take a break.
Go take a break, and then at some point we would eventually
like, oh,
be
that
fine.
was crazy. Yeah.
But it is interesting because I've noticed that does set alarms, and it never really clocked to me that. I mean, it's just so natural to be like, that you did that wrong.
Yeah.
You hurt my feelings. That's your fault. You are the one who hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
So like, you should apologize.
Yeah. And I think that the humility that it takes to do that, it takes a certain amount of humility. Mm-hmm. I think it takes, like, I still feel this way. I'm still learning how to have really good, strong relationships. Like, if we were all just like, oh, this is a learning process where we learn how to be more and more truly connected. Mm-hmm. And the humility to say like, oh, that wasn't the greatest reaction. I mean, honestly, I feel like Tommy Boy has taught me this. Like, I would have said before him, I'm really good at relationships. And then he showed me parts of myself where, no, you could grow. You can grow. There's some growth here. So that's been really good. And there's nothing, when you get to the end of your life, there's nothing that people say mattered anymore than those closest relationships. It's really important. And I want to be willing to keep learning, and willing to keep noticing in myself when I have resistance. Yeah, and really take ownership
of your part in it, because you will never have connection if you always think that.
Yeah, and if you think about it this way too, when you think about the word unconditional love, we all say that that's probably how we want to operate in relationships. We certainly appreciate it.
Oh, 100%.
When other people, when it's done to you, when someone loves you unconditionally, we love that. So we would say that, oh yeah, I'm for that. But then we put so many conditions on it.
Oh, so
if
many
he
boundaries,
does this
so
way,
many
if he does this,
so
well,
many.
if she says this thing, if they do this right, we put so many conditions on it, and I don't think we realize it, instead of going, no, I am going to allow myself to feel this incredible, healing, amazing, life-changing emotion as often as I can. As often, I'm not going to put a bunch of conditions on it. I'm going to allow myself to enjoy this incredible way of being. It's like the most powerful emotional state to be in. Love, joy, that where there's no resistance or there's no conditions that you're putting on it. I remember I was just talking to someone who is having trouble with one of their kids. And she said, like, oh, I know that you had, when Emmy was going through that, like, what did you do? And I'm like, we didn't really do anything. We knew that things weren't right there, but when she would come home, we would just enjoy her and, you know, or whatever. Kind of instead of like, well, you're not doing the right thing and making it always so confrontational. Just it's like having faith that that person will come around.
What really could you do? What
could you do?
Done?
Right.
It's like
I know you're doing something that's not good for you.
And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to stop coming here.
Right.
So that's going to stop.
That's right. And so then maintain, that's what I'm saying. Like if the goal is always like, no, I want to be connected to these people, then what do I need to think? What emotions do I need to generate? How do I need to practice those? It's like a spiritual discipline to practice unconditional love. And what does that look like, you know, when I show up to those relationships? I also think that when there has been some kind of damage or you have reacted, how fast can you repair it?
Yes.
So it's not about doing this perfectly, but it's how fast can I apologize, repair, repent, get myself back to, you know, where I want to be.
This is why going to church together is so important.
So good.
Especially, I mean, this is in terms of your spouse.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about this before, but it's almost impossible to walk into church, hear the word, and stay mad at each other.
Yes.
And not want to repair what you might have walked in there feeling. Yeah. It really is like you feel like, okay, that wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, I was talking about this to somebody earlier this week, I think. And yeah, it was a Genie Jet. I was doing, oh my gosh, I had the most amazing Splunkna session with Jeannie. It was so life-giving. I can't even tell you. Oh, it was so good. But we were talking about receiving. And one of the things that I have carried for a long time, probably some agreement I made when I was young, that things aren't good, so I'm going to make everything good. I'm going to overfunction. I'm going to make everything right. I'm going to overachieve. You know, if I do, you know, it's going to somehow make everything right. And we were talking, her and I were talking about how, and one of the things that she prayed over me was that I would just be so open to receiving that love first, to receiving support, I didn't have to be the one, you know, like we were trying to kind of rewire this in my brain. I don't have to be the one trying to fix it or whatever. And that is so true in that leading with vulnerability where I could acknowledge like, oh yeah, I am always trying to overfunction, fix things, instead of just letting people be who they are, not trying to over control things or over fix things. And so it was really eye opening for me to see how I'm doing that. Yeah. Okay.
And you're doing way better off than me, so I'd be interested to see what she's like. Okay, we got a lot.
It was a good session. I need to pull my notes out because I was like, oh, I'm gonna need to look at these notes. Okay, last one is prioritizing time and love, or time and fun, as a way that we live this out and, you know, express this. And, you know, life can be hard and heavy. And maybe I have a little Enneagram 7 in me. I think I do. But this was something that I think my dad taught me too. How can we lighten this up? How can we make this more fun? How can we laugh more? Life is going to be hard. There's going to be hard times. But it's not so serious either.
Yeah.
How can we lighten it up?
There's always going to be things in the world that are dark and sad and scary.
Yep.
And that is what has always connected our family.
Yeah.
There is
trips. Like trips, a playfulness, a lightheartedness, having fun together, laughing together.
Like, yeah. It really connects us all. And it is really crazy when I think about like the age gap between us all and the distance between us all and just the dynamic.
But you literally have never seen more people together having fun. No, you guys are so fun to watch.
It's so fun. And yeah, you just wouldn't ever know that there was ever a reason like, oh, your brother is 40 something. I'm like, right. I honestly forget.
You forget.
Like, it never feels like that. And I do think that is because when we're together, there are always things that we're doing. It is intentional time. Yeah. And even if we're just sitting and hanging out, like, we all do prioritize that.
Yeah. I think it is something that we all can do more of. That's how we make our house of joy, Em.
Yes, this house of joy is full.
Speaking of, I just ordered 2 of the cutest little LED light up board things for the boys this weekend. Okay. I am borrowing these
She's filling her house of joy.
She is filling up her house of joy. Tanner just had a movie night and they had these blow up cars.
Did you get those?
Oh yeah. So he's bringing me 3 of those for our weekend together. The boys are going to love them. No, one for Tom. Oh. I thought Tom might want to do it, you know? But yeah, so like how can we add more fun, a little more lightheartedness to the world? Listen, I think if you want to change the world, that's what you do. You go create connected, joyful, loving, playful relationships, and your corner of the world changes.
And this is not to do with family, but I will say my group of friends, I think this is why we will forever stay connected, is because we really prioritize fun. Yeah. And we make a point to do fun things and make fun things happen and go above and beyond, and like it's some of the best memories. And I feel like that's why we all feel so close, is because no one has like a complex that, oh, like we shouldn't be having so much fun. Like we will always be having that much fun together. Yeah. And it is so connecting because you can't be mad when you're creating fun times.
That's right. They don't go together. Mm-mm. I love it. Yeah. So ask yourself this week, dear podcast listener, how can you bring more understanding, more of your true self, more love, more joy, more connection to your family?
It will only be good.
Yeah. All only good things come from that. All right. How about some favorites? What you got, Em?
So with the wedding coming up, I have I'm doing my own makeup. I've ordered every single new makeup product that's on the market.
Currently available.
So I feel like I have a lot of makeup products that I could talk about that are new favorites. I'll stick to just a couple of skincare because that's what I've really been
into.
Trying to, it's like you can't do good makeup as good if your skin is not flourishing.
Yes.
So I've been really trying. I got a hydrofacial.
Yes, I did too, girl. Did you love it?
I did. I am having a little bit of a purge, but I think it's good because
you'll get it all out.
Y'all, God has blessed me because only the women, which I'm pretty sure, like what man is listening to this podcast? But,
I don't think.
My cycle.
Yeah.
Basically is like
it's gonna be perfect.
Me into perfect skin right on the wedding day. So I'm getting it all out right now. Like my hormones are cycling in the perfect way. Start my period, and then I'm gonna be like,
you're gonna be in the glow.
In the glow. Fingers crossed. But anyway, one of the products that's really helped moisturize, and now I'm like reading the actual name of it. Maybe you'll know, Sydney. The Ilia Skin Milk. I don't know. It's basically like the Rhode milk. I don't know. I'll link it below. But that's great for under makeup.
Okay.
It's very light and thin.
I'm gonna have to try it. Did you bring it?
I didn't bring it because it's so heavy.
Oh.
but Sydney has it.
Sydney brought hers. Okay.
It's really good. I like under makeup. It's not thick enough to be like your everyday like only moisturizer, I wouldn't say, but it's really good as a makeup base.
One of the things that I love about the moisturizer that I use, Weleda Skin Food, is that it's sticky and your makeup sticks to it.
That is great for like genuinely giving your face
a bunch of moisture. Yeah.
And sometimes I think your skin, like you have older skin, respectfully.
Thank
I'm so sorry.
you.
If I put Weleda on under my makeup, I tend to be like
too oily. And for me, my skin's dry. So yeah.
Soaks it up.
Yeah, soaks it right up. I just look a little dewy.
But I do like Weleda if I like need to sleep in it or like have like a real big moisturizer or whatever, but this is good for me for like under my makeup. It doesn't make you look, it kind of dries down a little bit, but I've been loving that stuff. And what else have I been loving?
While you're thinking, here's what I just did. We made our 10-page wedding agenda document.
Right.
And
you and Chat and Sydney
me and Chat and Sydney collaborated, and we made a giant document. And I was feeling so good about everything. And I asked myself, where am I still having a little struggle or a little heaviness or whatever? And it was packing for the wedding. And then I'm like, why am I stressed about packing for the wedding? Oh, because you've been traveling all summer and ordering things and half not unpacking everything and leaving stacks of things. And I'm like, I just decided, this was like 2 weeks ago, I think. I just decided I'm going to touch every piece of clothing, every item in my closet. I'm going to do a massive purge. I'm going to order some wardrobes so that my clothes it feels like I'm going into a boutique when I go into my closet, or the way that I store my things. I just knew that I did go through a phase like a few years ago where I wanted to be more minimalist. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not a minimalist.
You're not.
So
you're not.
That I'm not.
Look around this place.
Look around this house. What I am is a maximalist.
You are. And I'm so glad that you've gotten to a point where you really have like
I can embrace
accepted that
now,
about yourself.
I like beautifully organized maximalism.
Yes. And I feel like you are very intentional about the pieces in your closet still.
Yeah.
Like you can go through, and I
you
know.
go, oh, she wears that.
Which, to be fair to you, you are on camera and on
all the time.
People would get bored of the same thing. I mean, I think it is in the nature of your job.
Yeah, which works because I do love.
There's literally a fly
trying to go up your nose.
Just went up my nose.
I do. Yeah. So I ordered these wardrobes. You guys saw it for the first time this morning. It's lovely. I feel
it is lovely.
So excited now to pack for the wedding because I found things in my closet. I was like, oh, I forgot about that.
No, actually, no.
So
just like coming on to that, caboosing off of your favorite thing.
Yes.
We went through all of her donation pile.
7 bags of clothes.
2 of my own sweaters. Disrespectful. But I'm glad I got them back. And I have like a whole honeymoon wardrobe now.
You sure do.
So
thanks, Mom.
I'm loving this purge for me.
Yeah.
And
by the way, if we did happen to go through your closet, I'm sure we would find a lot of mother's clothes too.
Yes. But you don't even remember what they are anymore. So it kind of doesn't count. You probably wouldn't even know what was yours. Actually, there are a couple things that I have been meaning to bring back to you because now I don't even wear them. It's like the same thing. Like I would put it in a donation pile.
Right.
So I should bring it back here.
So you should bring it back. Yeah.
But yeah, that was really good for me.
I'm so glad. Yeah. So we can link those wardrobes.
I think they're on sale. Maybe we should.
They're on sale.
Make sure to.
They're 40% off right now.
Maybe we should make sure to order them for ourselves before we link it.
Exactly. So that was mine. That was probably 2 or 3 things. What's your next thing? You have anything else you want to share?
There's so many products that I could say, but now they're all blanking to me. It's all.
I will say this: your newly order could be a favorite thing. You got some cute stuff in your newly.
This is not a thing. Well, this is not a thing.
Okay.
But I'll talk about this. I did get cute things in my newly, by the way.
Okay.
But I did get a new kitten.
Oh, Lordy, she did.
His name is Dexter, and he's so cute. And he's already had tapeworms and had to take him to the vet, so that was not my favorite thing. By the way, so expensive to treat.
I know.
So disgusting. But he's healed and he's better. But I realized, like, I don't even talk about Maple that much on here. I think the first time I ever talked about her was a couple weeks ago on the podcast. But
yeah, so you already have one cat.
So now
you have two cats.
Now we have two cats. We will not be ever getting another one. But he's so cute and it's been so fun. And a little stressful. Yeah, I probably am pushing some things down because, yes, did I get a new pet in the midst of the busiest season of my life?
Yes, I did.
Yes, I did. But cats are really easy, you know, like they don't really do anything.
Except for those first 2 weeks of excruciating allergies.
Yes. Which I have gotten over, by the way.
Oh, good.
No allergies to him at all.
Oh, good.
So that's been a roller coaster of eventful things. But it has been honestly kind of nice to have something else to kind of like focus on and not be so stressed about the wedding.
Yes.
Because I feel like I'm just like, yeah, the wedding. And then having to deal with other things, you know?
Oh, cool.
So my cat.
My cat
is my favorite thing.
Is my thing. All right, you guys. Well, that was a great episode. I'm so glad we got to share some time with you today. I will say this. We love it when you share the podcast. So if you know of anybody who could use the encouragement that we shared today, please send to them. And thank you for all your comments on YouTube, on our Instagram.
Say, I feel like still so many people, I'll post that like, oh, watch on YouTube. And so many people don't realize that they're on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can watch us talk.
Yes. So fun.
You can see our outfits.
Yeah.
And you can watch while you're getting ready or whatever. So don't ever forget that you can watch these on YouTube.
Yes.
Wadsworth.
And our YouTube channel. So thank you so much. We love you so much. We can't wait to see you on the next episode of House of Joy.
Yes, we love you. Bye.